What up, guys? I am Geoff Fienberg here with you, breaking down PGA Tour props this week. Farmers Insurance Open, Torey Pines, beautiful La Jolla, California. Always a soft spot in my heart on the outskirts of San Diego. I'm Geoff Fienberg, oddschecker.com/US. Like, sub, comment, do me those favors. Tell me in the comments which props you like this week over at the Farmers at Torey Pines. Tell me which props of mine you want to fade or which ones you might want to piggyback off of. Did a great outright video already in the Odds Checker feed. If you subscribe, those can drop right to you, along with this and other future ones that I do. Had fun making that outright video. You can tell we got a lot of passion for this week at Torey Pines, one of the premier events, in my opinion, on the PGA Tour. Got some top 10s this week top 20s, a top 10. And you know what? We've had some success with the head-to-head. So I actually did a few more of those. I even made a bomb recommendation. And if you're all chalk, I gave you one of those suggestions as well, if that's your direction. So without further ado, here we go. Sam Burns, friends. Sammy Burns, top 20, plus 350 over at Unibet using the Odds Checker grid. I've identified that plus 350 as the bet that I want to make. We've bet Sam Burns quite a bit through the swing season. He is a big hitter. Driving distance, certainly a premium here. I believe he has that skill set, the poor man's version of the skill set that wins here historically. Hopefully we can get a big week from Sammy. Hit it long. You don't even need to hit it straight, but you know, he's been battle tested on some Sundays, and hopefully he can bring himself home a top 20. Sam Burns plus 350, top 20. Hopefully he could bring that home for himself and us. Plus 350 is the number. Sticking with the top 20s, anyone that has been a viewer of mine for some times know I love the guy. And when we weren't hitting winners in spots last year, because we did hit quite a lot, 10 documented, so I'm excited about that. We got to get on those winning ways in 2021. But Corey Connors was always there to supplement me on the props page. Sometimes don't have the courage to bet Corey for the outright, although at the 70 to 1s I'm seeing when using the Odds Checker grid, if you did, I don't hate it, and I'd be rooting for you on a Sunday potentially to cash that ticket. But plus 325, top 20 for Corey is where I am going. Also at Unibet, Corey Connors plus 325. I'm worried he might not have the total distance here, but complete ball striker, hits it far enough. Putting, short game, yep, certainly a concern, but I don't know, greens and reg, Corey, greens and reg. All right, rounding up the placing props. He showed up on the outright card, and he's going to show up again in the prop card in a matchup, but Gary Woodland, T10 plus 700 over at Bet365. Come on, Gary. I know you're a popular play within the community. I know guys like me and Pat were out of the gate on you. As I joked in the outright picks video, we are on Gary for the win, in many ways protecting our US Open Gary call here at Torey Pines in June on Father's Day. Gary did it for us at Pebble a couple years ago, Coastal California. Gary is pain-free. Nice little number on a course that absolutely suits Gary. I've bet Gary to win this tournament a few times. I bet him to win a couple years ago here at Torey, and he annoyed me so much I didn't even think about betting him in Phoenix, which he won the next week. But nonetheless, I'm part of Team Woodland this week. I'm a Woodland guy for life. Let's just put it out there. Plus 700 over at Bet365. That is the Gary T10 number. Okay, head-to-head matchups. We got 3 of them. We cashed our Gary last week versus Hadwin, which saved our props card. And we're going to try to do it again. And I'm getting cocky because I'm picking a few of them. At a pick'em, Adam Scott, another guy who shows up on the outright card. At a pick'em, Adam Scott versus Jason Day. This is a bit of a risk because Day was a player I did potentially consider betting to win this week, a former 2-time winner here. But it's Day's first run of the year. And I don't know. I need to see that Day engine get going. I'm a fan of Day. I think we get some nice, very high-end results from Day, even a winner's circle. I drafted him in my fantasy league. I do believe big picture Jason Day is undervalued. But I think Adam Scott though he hasn't won here, has a runner-up, actually has an edge as it pertains to 4 days near the end of January in 2021 at Torey Pines. I like Adam Scott to take down Jason Day. Gary Woodland, minus 106 versus Cam Davis. Geez, I'm picking on Aussies in the head-to-head, although in the other one it was Aussie v. Aussie. But Woodland v. Cam Smith here, minus 106. I'm clearly on the Woodland train. We'll ride or die. Gary this week at Torey. Spoken about it in the outright. Spoke about it with you a minute ago. Not going to speak about it again. Cam Davis, though, a heater last week. This guy can catch form. Another guy. Wasn't really going to bet him to win this week, but I didn't hate it. But I am willing to pick on him against Gary Woodland. I feel I'll take Gary Woodland over Cam Davis at this number. Cam Davis, big things coming, but Gary Woodland here. Okay, this one might be considered bold, but Rory Mcilroy, minus 103 versus Jon Rahm. That is the way I'm going here, guys. I believe this really does all suit for Rory this week. There's a lot of talk that this place does suit Jon Rahm, and he's won here, and it absolutely does. And I even joked at the end of the outright video that his U.S. Open number will bottom out from the already extremely short place that it currently resides. But I can't get over Rory. Had a bad Sunday on the European Tour, but Rory's going to win. I don't worry about that one bit. But I am starting to feel Rory, and the way I can invest in him is this matchup. What players do well here? And there's a great correlation to Bay Hill. Rory's done great there. I see no reason why he doesn't add Torey Pines to his trophy case. A lot of people hit me up. A lot of people want a chalk suggestion, want a bomb suggestion, because I'm normally hitting up that 20 to 50 to 60 to 1 range in my outrights. Some people like to play the 10 to 8 to 1s. Some people like to play the 150 to 1s. So just for shits and giggles, I'll give you my leans on both. At the very that could be a bad omen. At the very, very top, I do like Rory, as I just said. I mean, I've picked him to beat Jon Rahm, so you're asking me to pick an elite to win. I guess it would be Rory Mcilroy this week. And from the very, very back, if you're looking for dogs, if you want to do fun things with them or bet them outright, I might have the smallest investment, but you find my Twitter feed. We're not going to count these officially. Alex Noren, 130 to 1 using the odds checker grid. He lost here in a playoff today a few years ago. I'm seeing more from Noren than most, but I'm also a lover of Alex Noren in many ways. I'm a big fan of the guy, and another guy I'm a huge fan of, and he showed life last week, and he's third on tour and driving distance for this field. That is Luke List at 190 to 1. A guy like Luke List, you probably want to do something exotic with in a T10 or a T20. You know what? I'm putting a Luke List T20 on my prop sheet for sure. That's going to add it. I don't know the exact number because I'm so far into a video. I'm not going to stop and re-record it to go check the number. But you check the notes below. Luke List top 20 will be in that note. I just talked myself into it. Let's go, Luke. I'm Geoff Fienberg. Let's have a fun week at Torey Pines. Remember, it is all class. All my winners this week, minus that those things at the end. All class. You look at the guys that win here. If you see a guy as a class player on tour, then you could pick him to win this week. If you don't think he's a class player on tour, don't pick him to win Torey Pines. Wow, I'm going to have to defend this when like Shezwardo Nahara wins Torey this week.